Hi, I'm the youngest daughter of my parents. After me, they had 2 more girls and 4 boys. My oldest brother was much older than me, so when he got married, I was still a child, maybe around 9 or 10. I was completely in love with my sister-in-law. They didn't have any kids, and she used to take me to their house, bake cakes for me, and do anything I wanted. I loved her so much. But my brother had a serious problem with alcohol. He was addicted. He drank every single day. When he was drunk, he turned into a completely different person. He'd fight with everyone and cause all kinds of trouble. He had this habit. Every time he got drunk and fought with his wife, he'd come to our mom's house and say he was going to sleep there. But in the end, he never actually did. My mom always convinced him to go back home. So he never slept at our house. He always went back. One day I was 12 years old. He got drunk again, had another big fight with his wife, and came to our mom's house. He was very drunk, yelling at everyone, at my mom and dad. My mom tried to calm him down, told him to go home because his wife must have been worried. She had so much patience with him. I felt sorry for her. But he wouldn't listen. In the end he yelled, "You know what? I'm leaving. You two are getting on my nerves. But this time I'll come back, so don't lock the door. Just leave it cracked open. I don't know what time I'll be back, but I will." He left. My mom didn't take it seriously. This happened all the time. She and my dad went to bed. I took a shower, went to bed too, and fell asleep right away. Sometime in the middle of the night, I don't know what time exactly, I woke up because I thought I heard a noise. I sat up in bed, scared. I was a really fearful kid. I listened closely and suddenly, I thought I was hearing moaning sounds, muffled moans. My first thought was, gross. Am I hearing my parents doing that? But then I realized the sound wasn't coming from their room. Their room was right next to mine. The sound was coming from the living room. I got even more scared. Who could be in the living room? Thought. I never imagined it could be my brother, even though he had the habit of coming back. I sat there, frozen, trying to figure out the noises. They got louder, more confusing. Eventually I decided I wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't know what was going on. So I decided to face my fear and go check. I crawled slowly toward the living room. We had this large vintage-style glass window that let in a lot of light. If I walked in too fast, whoever was there would see me. So I stayed low, crawling like a cat. When I got to the living room and looked toward the couch, I saw the most horrible thing I'd ever seen. My brother was completely naked, sitting on the edge of the couch with a woman, not his wife, also fully naked, doing things to him. Froze. I had never seen anything like that. I was only 12, way too young to witness something like that. And it was my brother. He was right there in front of me, exposed like that. I just froze on the floor, paralyzed. They were so into what they were doing, they didn't even notice I was there. After a while, I came to my senses and went to wake up my mom. Thought she needs to fix this. He's married. This isn't right. And he's doing this in her house. I gently shook her. Mom, come see what's happening in the living room, be quiet. My mom got up half asleep, confused. I kept signaling for her to stay quiet. When she reached the living room and saw the scene on the couch, her son with another woman in her house, all hell broke loose. She went off. She hit my brother. She hit the woman. She was furious. Yes, because of the betrayal. But even more so because he disrespected her house and allowed a 12-year-old child to witness that scene. My dad woke up too, and it escalated even more. My mom shouted and hit both of them. In the end, she screamed, "You worthless piece of trash! Get out of my house! I never want to see you here again." And to make things worse, it started raining. Huge storm. Thunder, lightning. But she didn't care. She threw them both out into the rain anyway. After my brother left, my mom came to talk to me. She said, "Listen, sweetie. I know what your brother did was horribly wrong. But please don't tell his wife. Let them handle it themselves. Maybe one day he'll come to his senses." She begged me not to interfere. But the next time I saw my sister-in-law, she took me to their house and started asking questions. She wanted to know, that night when he said he stayed at our house, did he really? She knew that he always ended up going back. I couldn't lie. I loved her too much. I tried to lie, but I just couldn't. So I told her everything. Exactly what I had seen. She was devastated, heartbroken, and she left him. Not long after the separation, my brother moved in with the woman he brought to our house. Today, it's been nearly 20 years since all that happened. And believe it or not, my brother still hasn't forgiven me for telling his wife the truth, even though I was a child, even though he has a whole new family now. But honestly, I don't really care. To this day, when I look at him, all I see is that disgusting scene burned into my memory. He never stopped drinking. And that woman, the one who got involved with a married man, she's now his wife. And she's the one who carries the burden that once belonged to my former sister-in-law. Hey, my loves. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. Guys, what a crazy story and drama, right? Have you ever witnessed something like this with a relative, a friend, or someone you know? If so, share it in the comments. I really want to hear your stories. Honestly, it's undeniable. Alcohol is such a destructive force in people's lives. So many times when someone's sober, they'd never have the courage to do certain things. But once they drink, they change. They find that false courage and go through with it. Unfortunately, alcohol ruins families, relationships, lives. Thinking about what we just heard, I can totally imagine how that sister felt. She was just a 12-year-old child, and her brother, much older, was probably like a second father to her, right? So seeing something so traumatic, especially at that age, must have really shaken her. And seriously, it's absurd that he never forgave her. She was just a kid. And on top of that, she loved her sister-in-law. Of course, she couldn't keep something like that to herself. It wasn't out of spite. It was honesty, pain, and loyalty to someone she admired. The only person to blame here is him. He cheated, he disrespected the family. He let alcohol take over, even knowing the damage it caused. And the worst part, he still holds a grudge against his sister, like she was the villain. Anyway, my loves, I hope you enjoyed today's story and interpretation. Don't forget to leave a like, it really helps the channel grow. And subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, okay? Big kiss. God bless you, stay safe. And I'll see you in the next one.